sipping cocktails on luxury river cruises up the Irrawaddy River. Behind the smiling mask of tropical abundance, there lurks the reality of perennial threats to stability and survival, fueled by rising levels of social and economic inequality and a chronic absence of the institutional safeguards and legal certainty we take, or at least used to take, for granted in the West. The Indonesian farmer who falls prey to creditors and climate change, the Cambodian teenager enslaved on a Thai fishing boat, the Muslim Rohingya migrant from Myanmar starving and beaten, then left for dead in a ditch by human traffickers along the Thai-Myanmar border, the countless women and girls condemned to prostitution, the innocent families trapped between insurgents and soldiers in conflict zones, their lives threatened and disrupted. This book seeks to dispel myopic myths of tropical Arcady, and for that matter the simplistic media narrative of heroic popular struggle against nasty authoritarian regimes. In the chapters that follow, I aim to distill my own understanding of state and society based on decades of professional and personal engagement in the region. The arguments, although often captious, are heartfelt. Having lived and worked in 4 of Southeast Asia's primary cities and crisscrossed all 10 of the countries as a traveller and writer as well as working professional, I hope to offer readers a more refined yet accessible explanation of what makes one of the world's most colourful regions tick. This book is a journey through Southeast Asia, not in the conventional sense as a casual traveller might see the region. Instead, it is a journey through a long experience of observation. My own experience over 4 decades as student, journalist, writer, and then as a mediator striving to end armed conflict. It's a journey in search of explanation. It takes us through the historical origins of state and society, the formative influences on modern nationhood, and in turn, how this has affected contemporary political trends and generated chronically high levels of popular struggle and violent conflict. Southeast Asia lies at the heart of Asia, which, for the first time in modern history, now accounts for more private wealth and investment than Europe. The region's 10 countries, covering almost 2 million square miles, with a combined population of 626 million people, encompass cultures and peoples of considerable variety, complexity, and historical significance. At one point in the medieval era, most of the civilized world derived enormous wealth from Southeast Asia's natural abundance. Chinese traders imported textiles and rice. Arabs, Indians, and Europeans battled trade winds and each other over food-preserving spices. In turn, Southeast Asia was profoundly influenced by these trading influxes, which helped mold kingdoms and cultures that presented an open face to the world at a time when little was known of either the Americas or Africa. The Portuguese first conquered Malacca on the Malay Peninsula in 1511, 3 years before the Spanish established a settlement in Havana, Cuba. Southeast Asia was therefore a region fated to be fought over and trampled on by major powers that forged enduring imperial edifices in the languid tropical climes of Java, Malaya, and Indochina. 500 years later, Southeast Asia remains a region of considerable strategic importance, contested by outside powers. China vies with the United States for strategic primacy in the region, making it the main battlefront of a new global struggle for power. Corporate giants from China, Europe, the United States, Japan, and Korea vie for consumer spending and big-ticket infrastructure deals, contesting its sizable market. Southeast Asia's largest cities, Bangkok, Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, and Singapore, have become important beachheads for luxury brands and aspiring designer labels. Bangkok has 20 square kilometres of shopping mall space. Meanwhile, the meeting rooms of luxury hotels are filled with officials pressing schemes for closer cooperation, whether it's a free trade deal that opens up markets or a defence cooperation agreement that binds nations to outside powers as they eye a part of the world that has always been a strategic highway connecting East and West. For much of its history, Southeast Asia has endured aggression, and still does. With 3 of its countries bordering China, Southeast Asia is